Yo, Sam, I really respect you a lot. Just getting to know you in the little time that I have about, your brand was Smiling Sam. I wanted to kind of go back to that for a second because I'm very curious, like, where does that come from? I think I don't want to get too deep into it, but we live in a world where it's like the positivity is, I think, of the utmost importance. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering, where does that originate for you? Like, where does that happiness come from?
Yeah. So the joke I always say is, Google my wife. You'll see why I smile.
That's a great answer.
Yeah. But I really am just a happy guy. It is so much easier to see the good in things than it is to whine about stuff. And the internet has made it so much more profitable and easy to whine about stuff. Because like I said earlier, people love watching me get hurt. They love it. I think the first viral video I had on TikTok was I had a callus break on my foot. And they hurt so bad.
Jeez.
Like, it's just terrible. I said, this is what really hurts out of a fighter. And the video blew up. So, okay. And it's so much easier to like the bad things or to pay attention to the bad things. And it's just never been the case. Almost to a fault in me. It's like, if it's bad, I just immediately, I don't ever think about it again, which can be negative because you should know it's there. But I never had it, never focused on it. I never stayed with me. So that was always just kind of who I am. And I've just let it continue being that way. And then also I am a true and devout Christian, have been always. And it is such a fun feeling having God in my corner at all moments of all days, because what's the worst that's going to happen? Nothing. The worst that happens, I get hit by a meteor and I'm gone. I'm in heaven the rest of forever. And whatever else happens on this world, on this earth, I believe it can be accomplished by me because it is in front of me. And it is by God's plan that whatever hardships I come through, like leaving the UFC, I have had a decade in the UFC. My life and my expenses and my house and my everything was built on the income I was making with the UFC. Not with the UFC, my income went from a lot to nothing. And so we figured it out. And God wouldn't I could have stressed out about it. I could have freaked out about it. But I know deep down, if it was meant to be, it was put here because the good Lord said, you can handle this. Now we're handling it.
That's awesome, man.
Dang, bro, I'm going to start crying in this mug, bro.
Hey, you know what I think is especially cool about that is that, you talk about the internet and this kind of like feedback loop of negativity, and you are able to stay happy through it all, but you're doing something, you're fighting people. You're getting punched in your face. You're taking, what I'm saying, presumably knocked out. You know what I'm saying? You're in a situation where you're experiencing really, really difficult things, yet your default mode is happy. And I think that's just a testament to, like, I guess the power of that belief system too, because, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you got people on the internet complaining about, another person believes hurts their feelings so much that, it's like, yo, you got to get a little stronger than that.
Right.
Yo, so that's awesome, man.
One of my favorite stories or experiences in the UFC. I hold the record for most fights in a year. It's between me, Cowboy Cerrone, and Angela Hill. We all had 6 in a year, but I got there 2 months faster than them. Anyway, I like bragging about that.
Let's go, dude.
I started off, I lost to Derek Brunson. I was shooting up the ranks, doing great. I fought Derek Brunson. I got beat by him. It's like, oh, no. So I need that rebound fight. With fighting, if you lose, you make half your paycheck. You get your show money, and there's a bonus if you win. I didn't get my bonus. So, okay, money's tight, we're fine. I got the next fight lined up, and I was supposed to fight this guy. Sean Strickland, he actually broke my jaw in camp. Like, it was just a little kick, and it split my teeth down the middle. Had to pull out of a fight. And you had to get the surgery. I was wired shut for 6 weeks, which is miserable. And you're not allowed to, you're not supposed to fight or compete for 6 months after that. So now I just lost a fight. It was 2 months post-fight, and now I have 6 months I'm not allowed to work. And it's like, oh, God, this is terrible. Oh, my goodness. And then I fought Elias Theodorou. It was a terrible fight. It was, rest in peace, Elias. Terrible fight. He just he outpointed me. He kicked at me and kind of ran away the whole time. It was just really boring. So now I lost 2 fights in a row. I had to take time off because of an injury. And the second fight I lost was garbage. By all means, most people would have been cut. We stayed on him, and I was offered, hey, can you fight in 2 weeks? So, all right, I'm in. So I fought Eric Spicely, and then I beat him. He said, hey, can you fight in 2 more weeks? I said, okay, I'm in. And then I fought Kevin Casey. And then they said, all right, can you fight in a month? I said, I'm in. And so all of the hardship that was, and it was a really tough call it 9 months. Like I didn't know where the paycheck was coming from or where the money was coming from anymore. It was early in my UFC career. But because all that happened, I ended up fighting 6 times and winning all but the Elias fight in that time. It is what made my name in the UFC. Had my jaw not broken, I would have fought, I don't even remember the guy's name. I would have fought that guy. I would have won, and nobody would have remembered a thing because it was an undercard fight. But I didn't fight him. I got different fights, bigger fights, fights I wanted faster. And I created a name for myself by fighting constantly. And it like you said, any hardship he puts in front of me, I will find a way, or he knows I know how to handle it.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, baby, need top 5 when I'm done going mental. Yeah, I'm locked in, you can peep my credential, man, a lab all winter. All summer, yeah, I went dumb, now I'm about to go dumb and throwing way more numbers on the board on mama.